Welcome once again. Welcome once again. This is an extension, of our discussion on competitive advantage, and so we'll dive right into it. Right? If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Please do so, and hit the notification bell so that anytime I post a new lecture, you'll be the first to get it. So let's talk about capabilities and competitive advantage. Let's talk about that. Because it's very, very important. Very, very important. So when we talk about competitive advantage, it's basically an advantage that an entity has over its competitors because it delivers more value to its customers, more than its competitors. So competitive advantage is all about value addition, value creation. And firms cannot deliver competitive advantage or gain competitive advantage without harnessing their capabilities. So your capability is, something you are able to do. And it is these capabilities that help the organization to achieve competitive advantage. So if an organization is able to coordinate its resources and competencies and capabilities, it will definitely be able to achieve competitive advantage. Another way you can also achieve competitive advantage is through cost efficiencies, right? Cost efficiency. So there are two ways you can get cost efficiencies. Number one is economies of scale. Economies of scale is basically a situation where an organization's average cost per unit drops because they are producing at a large scale. The volume of output is huge. So their average cost per unit begins to drop. So as you produce more and more and more and more output, the logic is that you become efficient at it and you save money producing it. So economies of scale refers to ways in which the average cost of production can be reduced by producing or operating at a higher volume of output. Then you also have economies of scope. Economies of scope. When we talk about economies of scope, these are basically reductions in costs that are achieved by producing two or more products, such that if you produce them individually, you will not be able to make the cost savings you would have made if you produce two or more of those products at the same time. So let me give an example, right? Let me give an example of economies of scope. So in economies of scope, what happens is, let's say you're a manufacturer of men's clothes, right? Men's clothes, and you sell that alone, right? That's company A. Company A manufactures men's clothes alone, right? Company B, however, manufactures men's clothes plus women's clothes plus children's clothes. Who do you think will be able to achieve economies of scope? Company B, because it's the same material, they use the same technology, same production equipment, same raw material to produce the clothes. So they will achieve economies of scope in that case because they are producing two or more products with the similar raw material or similar equipment or similar resources, rather than somebody who is producing only one of the products. So it's about scope, the extent, the scope. When you hear scope, it means the extent of production. So if you produce the company B who produces men's clothes, women's clothes, and children's clothes, will be able to save more because they'll become efficient at producing it. They are using the same equipment that they are using to produce men's clothes, to produce women's clothes and children's clothes. So they will become a lot more efficient and save a lot of cost compared to company A who only produces or manufactures men's clothes. Very, very key. So economies of scope, I define it here as reductions in costs might be achieved by producing two or more products, so that an entity that makes all the products achieves lower cost per unit than competitors that produce only one of the products. So it's, I think it's self-explanatory. Then let's talk about the viral framework or the Viro framework or the viral framework. So when we talk about the viral framework, we are talking about 4 important things: value, imitability, rarity, organization. So what does value mean? So here we are looking at how resources, we are looking at how resources can help produce competitive advantage. So under value, we are asking, does the resource provide competitive advantage? Does the resource provide competitive advantage? When we look at imitability, would it be costly for competitors to imitate the resource or acquire it? We want to understand how imitable our resources are. Is it easy for anyone to just acquire it or copy it? Then rarity, you are talking about the uniqueness of the resource. Do competitors own similar resource, or are the resources unique? Then we move on to organization. Is the entity organized to exploit its resources to best advantage? Is the entity organized to exploit its resources to best advantage? So here we are talking about the structure of the organization. Always remember that the way the organization is structured will help it to exploit its resources to achieve competitive advantage. If an organization is structured in such a way that there are too many bureaucracies, there are complex processes, you can't win in business by being structured that way. So always remember the value framework: value, imitability, rarity, organization. And let's talk about the strategic clock. The strategic clock. This is an interesting model. The strategic clock. The strategic clock is basically used to consider different strategies for achieving competitive advantage. Different strategies. So it groups it into 5 broad categories. There's the no-frills strategy, there's the low-price strategy, there's the hybrid strategy, there's what we call the differentiation strategy, and the focus differentiation strategy. So let's understand what all of them mean. What's the no-frill strategy? The no-frill strategy is basically offering a product or a service at a low price with low perceived benefits. At a low price with low perceived benefits. At a low price with low perceived benefits. So always remember price and benefits. For the no-frill strategy, you are offering your products at a low price at a low perceived benefit. So low on both sides. And this is the aim of this is to attract customers who are price sensitive or who are price conscious, and they're happy to buy low price goods. Then you also have the low price strategy. The low price strategy. Here, what happens is that customers, you are offering a product or a service that offers average benefits or normal benefits at a low price. You see the difference? Here, it's an average or normal benefits at a low price. Under no frills, it is low perceived benefits versus low price. Under the low price strategy, you have average or normal benefits at a low price. At a low price. So the price here is lower compared to similar products in the market. Please get the difference. No frills, you have low price, low perceived benefits. The low price strategy, you have average benefits or normal benefits at a low price compared to similar products in the market. You have the hybrid strategy. The hybrid strategy involves selling a product or service that combines higher than average benefits at a below average selling price. So here, the hybrid strategy, the benefits are higher than average, but the price is below average. So that's the hybrid strategy. You are providing a service or a product at a higher than average benefit that offers a higher than average benefit at a below average selling price. So please get the parameters. The parameters are benefits and price. Under the hybrid strategy, the benefit is higher than average. The price is below average. Now let's move on to the differentiation strategy. The differentiation strategy is based on making a product or service appear to offer more benefits. So you are positioning your product in such a way that it's unique, and you are making it, you are offering more value than rival products or services. You are differentiating your product. So just like what Apple does. Apple is a differentiated product. It's positioned itself in such a way that it offers a lot more value, and has a lot more brand image. And then Let's move on to the focus differentiation strategy. The focus differentiation strategy is to sell, you are selling a product that offers above average benefits for a higher than average price. So here both are high. So focus differentiation, above average benefits and higher than average price. You are offering a product that offers above average benefits and a higher than average price. So here, these products are defined as premium products. Premium products. So a typical example would be a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. These are premium products that offer higher than average benefit at a higher than average price. Now let's move on to cost leadership, differentiation, and lock-in strategies, basically. Now you see similarities between this and the strategic clock model. So when we talk about the cost leadership strategy, right, we mean that an organization leads in terms of their costs. So they are the least cost producer, and they effectively compete on price, offering lower prices compared to their rivals. So when you say cost leader, it means that you lead in prices. So you are undercutting the market, you are charging lower than your rivals. When we talk about differentiation strategy, it has been explained in relation to the strategic clock, right? For differentiation basically means that making a product different. Yeah, that's what I mean by differentiation. You're making a product different from your rivals by making it unique. That's how you make your product. You differentiate your product by making it unique. You are differentiating when you're using the differentiation strategy. Then there's also what we call the focus strategy. The focus strategy recognizes that markets can be segmented. Markets can be segmented. And so you need to understand the focus strategy in that sense. Markets can be segmented. So if, for example, if you have a car like, let's say, a car like a Lamborghini, it focuses on a segment of the automobile market, and the focus strategy works best in a segmented market. So in the focus strategy, a company might select one or more particular segments as their target markets for their products. So you are basically concentrating on selling your product to a particular segment of the market and a particular type of customer. So here, like again, the example of the Lamborghini, it's for a segment of the market. You are focusing on a certain group of people. It's not for everyone. So that's the focus strategy. You are focusing on a particular segment of the market. You also have the lock-in strategy. In the lock-in strategy, here we are talking about basically locking in the customer. What do we mean by locking in the customer? Companies understand that if a customer makes an initial purchase from you, it is committed, it's an opportunity for them to make more purchases. Very, very important. Very, very important. So once a customer makes a purchase from you, there's an opportunity for them to make more purchases. So you lock them in through that one purchase that they make from you, and you make sure that you retain them. This aligns with the customer relationship management philosophy that we talked about, acquisition, retention, right? So in the lock-in strategy, the organization seeks to, acquire the customer and retain them once they've made their first purchase. So the idea of lock-in is that when a customer has made an initial decision to purchase a company's products, it is committed to making more purchases from the same company in the future. The customer is logged in. You are logged in with the organization to purchase a lot more products. So that's a lock-in strategy. So a typical example would be MTN. MTN understood that when they came into the market, right? They knew that SIM cards the price of SIM card was very, very high. So what did they do? They had to lock in the customer. They lock in the customer. One of the strategies they used was to, reduce the prices. So they basically use the cost leadership strategy. So they reduce the prices of their SIM card, and then they got customers to buy the SIM card. And that initial purchase was a lock-in strategy. Then, obviously, if you have a SIM card, you would buy MTN credits, right? So then customers began to buy their MTN credits. And that was the strategy they used to lock in the customer. Now, I just need you to understand these terms: franchising, licensing, strategic alliance, and management teams. Please understand these terms: franchising, licensing, strategic alliance, and management teams. So what is franchising? What is licensing? What's the difference? So when we talk about franchising, you are basically, you are giving out your name, your brand as a company to another person, and also making sure that you train them, you help them with systems, you help them with promotion techniques in order to, achieve the standard of the brand. That's a franchise. When we talk about a licensing agreement, you are simply giving permission to another person to use, make use of maybe a process that is patented or your trademark. There's no training. There are no requirements in terms of brand. There are no requirements in terms of having a standard product, nothing. In a licensing agreement, you are basically giving out your name, your trademark, your logo to another person to use in return for a royalty. So what's the difference here? In a franchise, the relationship between the franchisor and the franchisee goes beyond just giving them their name and their trademark and their logo. It goes beyond that. It extends into helping the franchisee produce a standard product, just like the franchisor, training the franchisee, helping them with systems, helping them with procedures, helping them with brand requirements in order to achieve the standards of the franchisor. In the licensing agreement, the relationship stops at basically giving them your trademark on your logo. That's why it stops at. There's nothing like training. There's nothing like meeting. There's nothing like training, basically. There's nothing like providing systems, helping the licensee with their systems. There's nothing like that. The only thing that happens is you give them your trademark, you give them your logo, and you get your royalties. So it's as simple as that. As simple as that. As simple as that. So that's the difference between a franchise and a licensing agreement. I just needed you to understand this. And there's a strategic alliance, which is basically an arrangement in which a separate number of companies share their resources and activities to pursue a joint strategy. So please understand these terms, basically. Then you also have a shared management team. This is an approach to management, or it's a leadership style where the management responsibility is distributed between individuals in a team. It's distributed between individuals in a team or in the organization in such a way that team members manage each other. It's a management style, it's a leadership style where management responsibility is distributed so that everyone is managing each other and everyone understands what each other is doing. It's a very, very interesting philosophy. So that's where we bring this class to an end for today. Thank you very much for watching this. Subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so that anytime I post a new video, you'll be the first to get it. Thank you very much and have a good day.